me it's not time consuming because I used to work directly in PowerPoint. So I don't write.
Right.
So you just write on PowerPoint.
Yeah, straight away. I know what you mean.
I don't recommend to write
On a piece of paper.
and then to pass to PowerPoint. That's awful. That's
That would be too much, yeah? Double work.
and it's not, I mean, fresh.
Not fresh, not efficient?
You have to fresh. You have to write the PowerPoint like straight away.
Straight away.
What is coming from your from
Just
your head,
write it down.
PowerPoint.
I know what you mean, and
So
I'll...
you have the idea to put a name, but if you write to the
Later. Ideas are not fresh.
you lose the fresh of it.
The freshness of your ideas. Anyway, shall we get to it? So, let me ask you, guys, when do we change word order? When we change word order, when we deliberately change word order, what is the aim? What is the objective?
To grab attention.
Very good, very good. To focus, yeah? To focus attention, yeah? To focus attention on one part of the sentence, yeah? To focus attention on one part of the sentence. And how? Yeah, so this is the aim, yeah? And how? How do we focus the attention on one part of the sentence? What do we need to do?
Is it a question?
Yes, it's a question. How do we change the focus of attention on one part of the sentence? Changing the order, changing the normal position of words, yeah? Changing word order, yeah? In other words, changing the normal position of words, yeah? Changing the normal position of words. And what are the consequences of doing that? Are there any type of consequences to the structure of the sentence? For instance, what are the consequences to the structure of a sentence?
Put at the beginning what you want to emphasize.
Yeah, that's what we do. How do we do it? Changing word order, putting things at the beginning. Is there any consequence to grammar?
Change.
Grammar changes. Grammar sometimes changes, yeah? Grammar sometimes changes, yeah? There are grammatical changes in the sentence. So, this is the aim, to focus attention on a specific part of the sentence. How do we do it? Changing word order. What are the consequences? Grammar changes. Normally changes, not always. The first word order change that we're going to see is inversion. Inversion. Have a look. Okay, I'm going to give you a sentence and I want you to invert it for me. Do the difficult word for me. I have never... This is a normal sentence. Yeah? I would recommend you to focus your attention on me, not on the book. You can study the book later because the examples are not the same and I see you like confused, checking, looking. So you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to impose it by my recommendation. Just look at me. And then later you can study the book, which is basically the same. I have never seen such a good movie. This is regular English, we can call it. What is the inversion?
Never before have I seen such a good movie.
Never before, that's okay. Without before, Leon?
Never have I seen such a good movie.
Never have I seen. Yeah? Never have I seen such a good movie. I'll write down the full sentence. Never have I seen such a good movie. So, where's the inversion here? Where is the grammar change? In which part of the sentence is the inversion? Clearly, it's here, yeah? Never have I seen. Here, the inversion takes place. And what are the consequences of the inversion? That the verb yeah, the verb and the subject change position. Here, you have the normal word order. You have the subject and then the main verb, yeah? And then the main verb. This is the main verb, seen. Have never seen, and then such a good movie is the object. SVO. SVO. This is the normal word order in English. What have we done here? Never have I seen. This is the auxiliary, and this is the subject. And then this is the main verb. Never have I seen. So the subject and the auxiliary, in this case, change position. So that is like making a question, like constructing a question in a way. You need to change, yeah, the auxiliary before the subject. That is an inversion. Okay, so when can you do this? Negative frequency expressions. So negative frequency expressions. Other negative frequency expressions that we know in English: never, rarely, never, rarely, seldom, never, rarely, seldom, hardly ever. All of them work. Never have I seen such a good movie. Rarely have I seen such a good movie. Seldom have I seen such a good movie. Hardly ever have I seen such a good movie. So all these negative frequency expressions, yeah, work at the beginning of inversion. So far so good? May I? Okay, that is the first type of inversion that I wanted to teach you. There are more to come. The other one is other negative expressions, yeah? There are other negative expressions. I'm going to give you a regular sentence again, and then I want you to invert it for me. You should not leave your son alone. You should not leave your son alone. This is a regular sentence, yeah? You should not leave your son alone. How can you invert it? Using other negative expressions. Other negative expressions are under no circumstances. Under no circumstances. By no means. By no means. In no way. In no way. At no time. At no time. Nowhere. Nowhere. Okay, using the first four, under no circumstances, by no means, in no way, these are negative expressions. You can use this in order to begin a sentence with this emphasis and then make an inversion of all that. Give it to me. Maria.
Under no circumstances should you leave your son alone.
Under no circumstances should you leave your son alone. By no means should you leave your son alone. In no way should you leave your son alone. At no time should you leave your son alone. Those are inversions. Those are other negative expressions. This one. And that, what is the inversion here? Here. There is an inversion over here. Why? Because you have the auxiliary here, and then the subject, and then the main verb. Instead of you should leave, you have should you leave. Yeah. However, this is not a question. Yeah. This is a positive statement. However, the order is similar to that of a question with the auxiliary. This is very formal. Yeah. Remember, all these inversions, they are formal, they are literary, and they are written English more than spoken English. So far, so good. Shall we continue? I have much more for you. So. Okay, next one. Okay, have a look at this. They could get together. They could get together they could get together only in Europe. They could get together only in Europe or in Europe. They could get together in Europe or in Europe only. Yeah? This word is movable. They could get together in Europe only when they were in Europe. Yeah? How can you make an inversion? Here, there are some expressions. They are called only plus adverb, only plus adverb or adverbial phrase, or prepositional phrase. This is difficult to understand, yeah? Only plus adverb, only plus adverbial phrase, only plus prepositional phrase. However, you will understand once you see the sentences. You can start saying things like only in Europe, only in Europe, only after class, only after class. Another one, only by working hard. Only by working hard. Only recently. Only recently. What is this? Only in Europe. What is in Europe? A prepositional phrase. In terms of grammar, this is a preposition. Yeah, Europe. Only after class. What is after class? A prepositional phrase. Yeah, after class. Only by working hard. Again, a prepositional phrase, yeah? Only recently, an adverb. So this is what we have. Only plus adverb, only plus prepositional phrase, only plus adverbial phrase. And then we can make the inversion right now. Only in Europe. Can you make the inversion for me out of this sentence? One more time, Ainara. Very good. Could they get together? Could they get together? So, where is the inversion, Ainara? Could they? Yeah, could they get? Here is the inversion. Yeah. Why? Because we have the auxiliary, and then the subject, and then the verb. The inversion happens here. Could they get instead of they could get? Normal word order. Could they get? Like a question. But this is not a question. This is just an inverted sentence. So far, so good? So
far.
Next, please. Another solution, Manuel, would be to have a secretary that would do all the erasing for me. No, I'm not telling you to do it. It's a joke. But yeah, having a secretary, man or woman, I don't mind, a person in charge of erasing. Okay, the next point that I have, number 2 here, is, okay, the exam. This is a regular sentence, okay? The exam was so difficult. The exam was so difficult that she left the classroom. The exam was so difficult that she left the classroom. Is this inverted or not inverted? This is not inverted. This is normal word order. There is a way to change the order. Can anybody take the risk and give me the inversion for this? I'll give you the beginning.
So difficult was the exam.
Manuel. Yeah, continue.
So difficult was the exam that she left the class.
Very good. Where's the inversion, Manuel?
So difficult was the exam was so difficult.
So difficult was the exam. This is the inversion. Here is where the grammar changes. Was the exam. Instead of the exam was, this is normal word order. Yeah, the exam was becomes was the exam. So this is the inversion here. And this is the emphasis. Yeah, emphasis. The emphasis is that it was so difficult, yeah, at the beginning of the sentence. And then was the exam. This is the way. Okay, give me another inversion of the same sentence. This regular sentence, give it to me inverted with such was. Such was. Jose.
Such difficult was the exam.
Okay, you need to change difficult for difficulty. Make it a noun.
That's the difficulty of exam.
Such
Say,
Such was the difficulty. Jose again.
The exam.
Maria?
such was the difficulty of the exam that she left the classroom.
Very good. Such was the difficulty of the exam that she left the classroom. So, such was the difficulty. Here there is an inversion. Was the difficulty. However, we needed to change difficult. Here difficult remains difficult, but here we need difficulty. So, the inversion is here. Was the difficulty of the exam. So, what are the two expressions that we have here? We have so, yeah, so plus, what is the next word after so? Adjective. So plus adjective plus the verb to be. So plus adjective plus the verb to be. What is this? A noun or noun phrase plus noun, and then what is this? That clause. So one way of doing inversion is so plus adjective plus the verb to be plus noun plus that clause. However, you know, this is like a mathematical formula, yeah? I don't like memorizing mathematical formulae, like so plus adjective plus be plus noun plus that clause. What I want you to do is to understand how to do it. And this one, you did it just by instinct, yeah? So difficult was the exam that she left the class, just starting with so. But this is the formula. What is the formula here? You need such, then the verb to be, then noun, noun phrase, the difficulty of the exam, noun phrase, the difficulty of the exam. We can say this is a noun phrase, the difficulty of the exam, and then that clause. However, this is like mathematics. I don't like it, but it's the way it is. The best thing to remember, so plus adjective and make the inversion. So, was, and noun, and then make the inversion. But this is another way to make the inversion. With so and with such. With so plus adjective, with such, verb to be, and noun. So far, so good? Let me erase that. Inversion, inversion, inversion. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you a regular sentence again, yeah? The moment I started teaching, or to teach, you can say teaching or to teach, doesn't matter. The moment I started to teach, a student knocked on the door. Okay, this is a regular sentence, yeah? The moment I started to teach, a student knocked on the door. Okay, we can make it, we can change the order with two expressions. No sooner than, and the other one is hardly when. Hardly, blah, 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 when. These are the structures that I want you to remember. No sooner than, on one hand, no sooner than, actually, no sooner, blah, 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 than, blah, blah, blah. This is the way. Sorry about that, yeah? No sooner, blah, 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 than, blah, blah, blah. Manuel, I think Manuel can try. You did an inversion, yeah?
No sooner
No sooner did I start. Yeah, I would accept that, but had I started sounds better to me. Give it to us, Enara.
No sooner had I something to teach than a student knocked on the door.
Very good, very good. Then a student, blah, 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 yeah? Knocked on the door, that's the same. So the expression is no sooner than. And where is the inversion? Here. Inversion, because you have had I started. Auxiliary, subject, verb. This is the inversion. Had I started. You shouldn't say no sooner I have started. No. No sooner had I started or did I start. Did I start? I also accept it because that would be auxiliary subject. Yeah. No sooner did I start. Sounds better to me with this past perfect though. With hardly, the same. Can you give it to me with hardly when? It's the same.
Hardly have I started to teach when student knocked on the door.
Exactly. Yeah. Hardly had I started to teach when a student knocked on the door. And the inversion, yeah, the inversion would be here, the same. Had I started. So remember, no sooner than, hardly, when. And the inversion happens here. What is the use of this? This is to describe two actions happening closely together. I repeat. This is to express two actions happening closely together. So this action and this action are very close in time. So far so good? Okay. How's the room temperature at the moment? Hot, cold? Temperature. The temperature is great. And how about the air quality though? Not so great. We need to sacrifice, something to have something. I'll open the door later, when I finish the explanation. Okay, another one. Okay, regular sentence. He passed the exam and got the highest grade in the classroom. He passed the exam. This is a regular sentence. He passed the exam, normal order. And got, okay, he got, yeah? This is an ellipsis here. And he got the highest grade in the classroom. This is a regular, normal sentence. How can we make an inversion with this? Not only blah, 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 comma, but also blah, 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 blah. This is the structure that you can use to make an inversion. Not only blah, 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 comma, but also blah, blah, blah. Remember, there will be an inversion. The inversion will be here. You can try.
Not only did he pass the exam.
Very good. Dictate it to me, please.
Not only did he pass the exam, but also got the highest grade in the country.
Not so fast, please, Leon. One more time.
Not only did he pass the exam, but also got the highest grade in the classroom.
Yeah, but he also sounds better for me. But also he, that's fine. But he also sounds better to me. But he also got the highest grade in the classroom. So where is the inversion? Did he pass? Here there is an inversion. Why? Because we have the auxiliary, the subject, and the verb, auxiliary. We don't have any auxiliary here. He passed the exam. This is an inversion with the structure. Not only, comma, but also, blah, blah, blah. What is the use of this? This is to emphasize that there are two important points. Yeah? Not only this important point, but also that important point. Even better, that also there also is another important point. So far so good? Remember, not only, but also, and the inversion happens there, after not only. There's so many inversions in the English language. Another one.
Sorry, Jesus, do we need always the auxiliary with this expression, or can we use another verb? For example, not only is he nice, but he also is Italian.
Yeah.
Can we do this kind of structure?
Yeah. Yeah. Not only is he nice, this would be an inversion. Yeah. This would be an inversion because we have the verb to be before the subject. So there's an inversion. There is no auxiliary. Well, the verb to be can be considered an auxiliary, but yeah, you don't need have or had or did or do. Just change the order with the subject, verb to be and the subject, but no extra auxiliary. Yeah. When you have the verb to be, you don't need an extra auxiliary. Just change the order. Yep. Not only is he nice, but he's also intelligent. Okay, the next structure is little. Little, blah, blah, blah. Think, know, realize. Little, blah, 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 think, know, realize. And where is the inversion? Here, there is an inversion. So, a conflict would begin. Okay, they had no idea, regular sentence. They had no idea that a conflict would break out in Ukraine. How can you express that with an inversion? They had no idea that a conflict would break out in Ukraine. Starting with little. Give me the inversion. Little and then no, for example.
Little did they know.
Okay, dictate it to me very slowly, Leon, so I have time to write it down.
Little did they know that a conflict would break out in paradise.
Little did they know that a conflict would break out. Very good. So, how do you do it? You start with little, then after little, what do you have? An inversion. Did they know? Have a look at this. Auxiliary, subject, verb. This is an inversion. They had no idea or they didn't know. Yeah? This is closer to they had no idea. Little did they know that a conflict would break out. You could say little did they. Instead of know, it's also okay to use these other verbs. Little did they think. Yeah? Little did they realize. Yeah? These two are okay, but this is the most common. Little did they know. Yeah? Little did they know with an inversion. Just to express that somebody or some people don't know at all. They have no idea. Remember this. Little, inversion, no. So far so good? Little did I know, or little do I know. Okay, next. Not until. Okay, the next one that I want you to memorize is not until. Not until. Blah, 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 blah. Only if or only after. Only if, only after. Blah, 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 blah. And be careful with this kind of expression because here there will be no inversion. This will be normal English, normal word order. And then on the second half of the sentence, over here, there will be an inversion. Inversion will happen here. Yeah? Okay, so I'll give you the regular one. Jesus could relax when all students left the classroom. Okay, so starting with not until. Can you give me the...
Not until all the students left, that this could Jesus relax.
You started very well. Not until all students left. And here there is no inversion. Students
Could
left.
Jesus relax.
Very good. Could Jesus relax? And this is the inversion, yeah? Could Jesus relax? The inversion is here on the second part. Auxiliary, subject, verb, yeah? You can also tell me the same with only after. Try again, Manuel. I think you're on fire right now with only after.
Only after all the students left, could Jesus relax.
Could Jesus relax? And the inversion is here. Yeah? Remember, with not until and only if, then you start normally, and then on the second half, on the second clause, then there is the inversion. Could Jesus relax? At the end. So far so good. About to finish. Just one more page. Shall I? Okay, now we stop talking about inversion. I think we had enough of inversion, and we can talk about cleft sentences. Cleft sentences. I'll give you an idea of what clefting is. Cleft sentences start like this. What and all. Yeah? What and all. The structure that I want you to remember is what, all. What or all. Yeah? What or all plus clause plus be plus emphasis. This is the structure. What or all, then a clause, then the verb to be, and then emphasis. You know this famous song, famous Christmas song, All I Want for Christmas? What is it, Leon? Tell us. All I want for Christmas. Very good, for Christmas is you. All I want for Christmas is you. So you have everything. You have all, then a clause. I want for Christmas is the clause, and then is you, and that is the emphasis. So in this kind of cleft sentence, yeah, the emphasis is here, is at the end. Do you get it? Yeah, you can say it, you can make it also with what. You know what I want for Christmas is you. And then the emphasis goes at the end, yeah, following this structure. So far so good? Yeah, I think this was the best example for that. Okay, another way of making cleft sentences is what happens is, yeah, the structure. What happens is, or what happened was, what happens is, what happened was, and we use this to emphasize an event, yeah? To emphasize an event. So there was no class on Friday. I'm sorry, but there was no class on Friday. How can you make it more emphatic? I'm sorry, but last week there was no class on Friday. What happened? So what happened? What happened? What happened was
That last week was no class on Friday.
yeah, in other words, that there was no class on Friday. So what happened, yeah? So what happened was, or what happens is, in this case was. What happened? What happened? What happened was that there was no class on Friday. So this is a cleft sentences, starting with these patterns. What happens is, what happened was, in order to emphasize an event. What is the event? This is the event. So the emphasis, again, to emphasize an event. What is the event? Here. There was no class on Friday. How can I emphasize the event? Starting like this. Like what I want for Christmas is you. What happened was, there was no class. And the emphasis is here thanks to this.
Talking about that, can we construct a structure with the future? Because we are, what happened is, what happened was, talking about the future, and what's the second part of the sentence?
I don't-
I'm not sure about that.
I don't see why not. What will happen? So what is going to happen to our planet? What will happen is that there will be no planet.
The future also.
I think so. So what's going to happen if we continue burning fossil fuels? What will happen is that there will be no planet. Yeah, why not?
What will happen is.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What will happen
same
is,
structure in Spanish. We use future, but then present.
yeah, it just came automatically. This is not in my notes, but my instinct tells me, yeah. What will happen is that there will be no planet.
So,
What will happen
future, present.
is, what will happen is that there will be no planet. Yeah, what will happen? What will happen is, yeah, what will happen is. Yeah, normally these two are the most common expressions, but yeah, what happens, what happened, what will happen. As you can see, we're changing the tense of happen, yeah? Happens, present. Happened, past. What is the future of happen? Will happen, yeah? What will happen? Yes, Jose?
What happened is.
What will
Happen.
Can you say
The inversion is weird.
what will happen is, what will happen is, what will happen will be, what will happen will be sounds weird to me. I would say what will happen is.
If you ask me what happens, what will happen if you don't study? If I don't, what will happen is that I don't pass the exam.
What will happen is. Yeah, I would say what will happen is. Nonetheless, I will ask my British and American friends, yeah, and they will clarify, but I'm positive, Jose. I'm quite positive.
In this case, I can't see the order, the change order.
No, this is not inversion. This is not inversion. This is just clefting. Where
Clefting. Okay, yeah.
there is no inversion anymore now in these examples. So what happens is that there will be no class on that there is no class on Friday. What happened was that there was no class on Friday. There is no inversion anymore. This is just clefting using these structures to make emphasis at the end, but there is no inversion now. This is not inversion. This is clefting. This is also a word order change because we put these structures at the beginning, but there is no inversion.
Yeah, but I mean, the structure is what happened is or what happened was. And the structure with the future is what
Will happen.
will happen.
What
So
will happen.
It's a little different.
I think so. Nonetheless, most of the time you will need what happens, what happened, present and past. Future, I would say what will happen. What will happen. Yeah, because if you want to change happen in the present, happens. Happen in the past, happened. Happen in the future, will happen. Happen conditional, would happen. Yeah, so you just change happen. Yeah? Do you get it? It's okay.
That makes sense.
Make sense? Okay, next. It was Eva who passed the exam. Okay. If I say Eva passed the exam. This is a normal sentence, yeah? Eva passed the exam. For emphasis, there is a structure which is, was, then emphasized part, then the emphasis or the emphasized part, yeah? And then a relative clause. This is also clefting, yeah? Cleft sentences. So how can I give it is, was, it is, sorry. It, yeah? It is or it was. How can I emphasize ever or Eva in English with these structures?
It's Eva who passed the exam.
Exactly. It was or it is, yeah? It was or it is. So give it to me again, Maria.
It is or it's Eva who passed the exam.
Very good. Who passed the exam?
Eva.
Eva. Who passed the exam? Well, Eva passed the exam. But if you want to give a lot of emphasis to Eva, what can you say? Well, it is Eva who passed the exam. Who passed the exam in the past? Well, it was Eva who passed the exam. What is who passed the exam? A relative clause. Then the emphasis is on Eva. And then we start with it is or it was. This is another way of clefting. Here, this is the clefting. We start with clefting. This is clefting at the beginning. Why do we use clefting? To put emphasis later. Yeah? So far so good? It is you that passed the exam. It is him who did it. Okay, clefting is over. Now the final point, which is called fronting. You can do so many things with the English language, yeah? Fronting. What is fronting? Fronting is moving parts of the sentence to the beginning for emphasis. I repeat, fronting is moving parts of the sentence or sentences to the beginning for emphasis. This is formal, this is literary, this is written. The first structure that I want to use is adjective or adverb. Adjective or adverb plus though or as plus VP. What is VP? The phrase. The phrase. I'll give you an example. Here, she should have called me. Okay. Regular sentence. I am happy. Yeah, I am happy to see her. I am happy to see her, but she should have called me. She should have called me first. Okay. Let's try to do some fronting here starting with happy. Here you say, I am happy to see her, but she should have called me first. Now I want to place emphasis on the word happy, so I start the sentence with happy. How can I make it fronting? This is difficult, so I think I'm just going to tell you, unless you come up with it. Happy though, this is a fixed expression. I just want you to learn it. Happy though I am. Memorize this, okay? Happy though I am. So what do you have? Happy, adjective. Then though, and then verb phrase for happy though I am, yeah. Verb phrase, well, this is actually a subject and a predicate. But yeah, the important element here is the verb to be. It could be considered a verb phrase. Actually, this is it. Happy though I am to see her. So memorize this. This is very complicated. It sounds weird, but it's the way to do it. This is fronting. Happy though I am to see her. This is happy, the adjective. Though is the next element. And then I am to see her would be the verb phrase. And then finish off the sentence, Leon. It's the same now. It's the same.
But she should have.
Oh, be careful. Without but, because we already have here though. So try again.
Happy though I am to see her.
She should have called me. Happy though I am to see her, comma, She should have called me. Yeah? She should have called me. Okay, this is rather complicated. Just remember this, yeah? Adjective, though, and verb phrase. Happy though I am to see her. You could use any other adjective, yeah? Happy though I am, glad though I am to see her, surprised, yeah? Surprised though I am to see her. But there is some sort of contrast here, yeah? There is a contrast here. Okay, another way to do it is with much, with an adverb. I'll give you much right now. Starting with much. Any ideas? Much as. Instead of adjective, though, happy though, this would be easier. Happy though. Adjective, though. You can also say adverb as. Much as. Much as. Verb phrase. This is complicated. Much as I like. Much as I like, and then to see her, yeah? Much as I like to see her, comma, she should have called me, yeah? She should have called me. Much as I like to see her. So if I were you, I would just memorize, yeah? Happy though I am, much as I like, yeah? Much as I like. Much as, adverb as, and then the verb phrase. Much as I like to see her, she should have called me. Happy though I am to see her, she should have called me. Again, this is very formal, this is written language, this is poetic, this is literary. You don't need it for your everyday life, okay? Don't need it, but we're getting into complex structures here, yeah? C2 level. So just remember this. Happy though I am, yeah, adjective though, much as I like to see her, adverb as, verb phrase. Happy though I am, much as I like. Memorize this and this, and you should be fine. Shall we continue? Happy though I am, much as I like. Happy though I am, much as I like. Okay, more fronting for you guys. The last before the last. Okay, you can do some fronting, present, past participles used as adjectives for emphasis. So, I have attached my CV to this email. That would be a normal sentence. I have attached my CV to this email. But you can do some fronting and you can start the sentence with attached. How would you say it? Give it to us, Maria.
Attached to this email is my CV.
So this is fronting, starting with attached. Instead of saying, I have attached, subject, verb, I have attached my CV to this email. I'll give you the regular one, yeah, the regular one. I have attached my CV to this email. This is regular. Subject, verb, object. This is regular English. This is fronting. Attached to this email is my CV.
Did you say attached to this email I send you my email?
Attached to this email I send you. That would be a little bit redundant because attached and send, two verbs. Yeah, that would be redundant. Attached to this email. Yeah. So this is a way of fronting. Attached. Yeah. Okay. So far so good.
Attached to my email, you can find my...
Yeah, attached to my email, attached to this email, attached to the present email. Yeah, attached. This is what they called a participle. Yeah, a participle. You can call this past participle. Yeah.
We can use this past participle even in the present. I attach my CV, blah blah blah. I attach my CV to blah blah blah. But we have to use the past participle.
Wait, and if you do fronting,
It doesn't matter
exactly. If you do fronting, past participle, but you can also use present participle. For example, I'll give you a regular sentence. Regular sentence. What time is it? My God. A regular sentence would be attach this email. He's watching TV. He was watching TV. He was watching TV. Again, this is a regular sentence, yeah? Subject, verb, object. He was watching TV. Now, I can start the sentence with watching. And watching is a gerund, but in terms of grammar and syntax, it's called a present participle. So what can you say? How can you front that? Watching? Watching TV? He was. He was. So you have two possibilities. Starting a sentence with a past participle attached to this email, or with a present participle. Watching TV? He was. Or he was. Yeah? So, attached, past participle, watching, present participle. All right? And the last one, I promise. And I promise, I totally promise, the last one. Okay, so when I finish, imagine that we finish the lesson, and I say, okay, you can go now. You can go now. This is regular English. With some sort of fronting, I can start with off. What would you say? Off you go. Very good. Off you go. Off you go. This is fronting. This is starting with a preposition of movement. Yeah? Thank you. Good idea. Oh my God. Can you take a photograph? Forget about it. This is the world record so far. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Manuel, for opening the door. You see why we need the filter? Anyway, off you go. So this is a regular sentence. This is a fronting sentence. We're starting with off. What is off? Starting the sentence with a preposition of movement. Yeah? Preposition of movement, off. Off you go. Remember, there is no inversion here. This is just fronting. That is putting another word at the beginning. Off you go. Off, I could also say off. Off went. And here there's a little bit of inversion. Off went the students, I can also say. Off went the students. There is a change in word order here. Off went the students. Off they went. And there is no inversion here. Off they went. So if I use a pronoun, this is a pronoun, yeah? If I use a pronoun, I need to place it before the verb. Off they went. If I use the noun, this is the noun, yeah? The students, the noun. Off went the students. Yeah, have to place it after went. But again, off, starting the sentence with preposition of movement. Yeah. You can also say out, another preposition of movement. Out. Out. Out went the students. Out they went. Yeah. So starting the sentence with a preposition of movement, that is fronting. This is the end of the explanation. I'll try to make it faster next time with our PowerPoint. But it was very interesting, wasn't it?